Welcome to the ultimate Arsenal rebuild, but with a massive twist. This is not your standard FM manager save. We're going full realism. That means Arteta's real-life tactics, the latest transfers, and only signings that make sense in today's footballing world. The mission? A 5-year project to dominate the Premier League and push for Champions League glory. Every decision will mirror reality, and every trophy chase will feel like the real Arsenal journey. And here's the best part. If you want to play along, the save file and tactic are instantly available on my Patreon, along with 10 plus exclusive perks just for you supporters. So buckle up, Gooners. Today we're going to take Arsenal to the top with Arteta ball and some Arteta transfers. Let's get into it. So let's go over some of the players we have lost right away. That is going to be Tomiyasu, is going to be a free agent as per real life, and a player that, to be honest with you, I'm surprised didn't get picked up. I'm not sure if he's already at a club now, but Tomiyasu is no longer going to be a player for us. Now I will say, in the game, he's actually quite good, and I would have liked to use him because for the first few seasons we are going to be using Ben White, who is somewhat okay, but to be honest with you, having Tomiyasu there as a bit of a hybrid across the back line is actually going to be quite missed, so not too keen on this one. Obviously, another wing-back gone in Kieran Tierney. I think there was a lot of hype when he first joined Arsenal. That slowly went off and off and off and off. Now, again, in the game, fantastic wing-back, and I mean that genuinely. Now, he is 28, which would have been fine for this 5-year project, and he still has some really good attributes. We're going to miss the mental side of him. Also got that pace and can put a ball in, so he would have been a really good player, but of course, Arsenal have invested in a lot of defenders, typically centre-backs that can play left-back as well, because they typically will look to invert, and at the end of the day, this player might not suit that down to the ground. We also are going to lose Jorginho. Now, no real love lost here, to be honest, because we have got a very good midfield anyway. A couple of youngsters, which we are going to talk about very shortly as well. And Jorginho is pushing, well, you know, he's nearly 35. So, at the end of the day, yes, we're going to miss that passing range, but would he have stayed fit for a lot of games? Potentially not. And even if we did have him at the club, he'd be with us for maybe a year, if not maximum 2. So, I'd rather get rid of him now, to be honest. So, fair play to Arsenal. Not going to say a name, not going to discuss him, but of course, this man has gone to Villarreal. Tavares is also going to get a move to Lazio, which is actually for 5 million in real life, and as you can see here, he goes to the same club, just to showcase that. Now, again, a lot of wing-backs being moved out of the team, He is another player that in the game's actually quite underrated, in my opinion. He's got blistering acceleration, great pace, decent tackling. Now, I will say he's definitely replaceable, as is Tierney, but the simple fact is they are decent players in their own right, and for the first couple of seasons, it would have been nice to have the option, but this is full realism. It means full realistic tactics, full realistic transfers. Game's the game. Marquinhos is also going to get a move to, I believe, where is that going to be? To the Brazilian League. So here's a player that didn't really work out. And again, a player that I have signed. I typically sign this guy in my smaller team rebuild. So for a team like Arsenal, he's simply not good enough. He would not get game time. And even if they would not have sold him in real life, he would have been a player that I would have deemed to be realistic to sell. So nothing too crazy. In fact, in terms of the players that have actually left us, this might be one of the more acceptable batches of players to lose. We've done a few of these realism rebuilds now, and despite losing a couple of good wingbacks in the game, this is manageable. Well, our first signing is going to be Christian Mosquera. Now, I'm going to say it, I don't think there's going to be much cop for us, to be honest. He simply does not have the potential in the game, and also we have got such a range of centre-backs, and also centre-backs to sign that are heavily linked. A certain Bayer Leverkusen man is going to be a man we're going to target, as the links are heating up at the time of recording. Now, this player is going to be good for a backup, and I have right away gone over and put him into the first team, just to give him that chance to play the cup games and maybe grow a little bit, because there is a player in there. It's a very good signing from Valencia. Of course, I can 100% see why he'd come, because it's a massive step up. So Valencia are a respectable team in Spain, but to get a chance to move to one of the best teams in England, you're going to take it. is going to be an Arsenal player. Now, I don't know what to think to this goalkeeper, to be honest with you, because I've had mixed emotion with him in this game, and usually I have a nightmare of a time ever trying to sell him. Now, I don't think I will sell him the entire video. I'm going to let his contract either run out, which will make him, 33, nearly 34, and then maybe I'll try and sell him to a Saudi team. If not, he'll go on the free. But he is a good goalkeeper. I think there are better options on the market, but based off the fact of they've just signed him, and obviously they've got a couple of goalkeepers now, I do genuinely believe that this will be a bit of an option, so I'm going to use him. Christian Norgard is going to come in from Brentford. Now, he's a player that has been quite decent for Brentford, you know. Played a fair few games for the club, and at the end of the day, for a backup option, I actually respect it. Is he one of the best players in the Premier League? No. Is he in the top 20 midfielders? Probably not. Probably actually. Can't be too harsh on him. He was quite good at Brentford. So, I mean, to be honest with you, for a little backup option, he's somewhat okay. There is definitely a lot more exciting options out there, but he's a player that, again, I probably won't purposely look to sell, purely because I don't think they'll sell him in real life anytime soon. And he just fills a bit of a gap. Over a season where we hope to be playing in 4 competitions, we're going to need rotation. Don't get the signing. Don't like the signing. Noni Madueke, I do not think will work in real life, nor do I think he will work in the game. Now, he's a player that I can't see they'll sell because they're going to take quite a big loss, so I'm going to keep him for a minimum of sort of 3-4 seasons and just see what he does. Now, I really don't like the signing, and Arsenal fans, please don't hate me. Just let me know if you agree or disagree, because I want to see what your honest thoughts are. Because I think even before Eze coming in, it didn't make sense. Then when Eze did come in, who can obviously play out on the right or the left, it made even less sense. So, not a big fan of the signing. He's never really worked out for me that well in the game, and I don't think he's going to be part of the Arsenal team's plans in real life for many, many years at all. So, yeah, not happy with this one. Obviously, Zubamendi is going to come in. Very, very old news now, isn't it? But I'm just to showcase him as well. I love him. I absolutely love him. I think he's a great player. Very, very good passing range. Very good first touch. Good teamwork, good vision, good work rate, good stamina. You know, not the quickest player, but he doesn't really need to be in that deep area of midfield. So, very happy to use him. Very happy to have him. And definitely will play a big part in these next 5 years. Gyökeres is going to be coming in. I feel bad doing it, but I've got to do it. Gyökeres is going to come in, and this guy is going to be a monster for me, hopefully. Now, this guy, in real life, I'm still torn on. Whether he'll be great, whether he'll be average, whether he'll be bad, I'm not too sure. He is scoring goals already, which is a lot more to be said than Sesko, to put it bluntly. But I will say, in this game, this guy's usually an absolute monster. Now, at the time of recording, there is no official bids for Gabriel Jesus, so he is going to be competing side by side with Jesus for that striker position, apart from the first season, where I will give him a chance to really get to terms with England. Now, this guy in game, 20 fitness, rapid on the ball, great strength, great work rate, good pens, good finishing, good composure, 27, so not super young, but by 5 years time he'll still only be 32, so still plenty of gas in the tank, and a player that I really think is definitely got the potential in this game especially to win a title. Eze, that announcement video, man, was beautiful, wasn't it? I made the mistake having him in my Tottenham Realism rebuild. He is officially an Arsenal player now. Thanks, Eze, for that. Really, really good player. Now, in the game, he's pretty bang average. I am going to lock him in and try and get him some game time just to see what the impact is exactly. But he's not that great in the game, to be honest with you. He's got good attributes, just never really translate to performance for me. Good dribbling, good first touch, good passing, good technique, good composure, good flair, good teamwork. Very, very good technical player, but never can really extract the amount that I really want from him. And I will say, for Arsenal, you know, they've signed a couple of older players. I know 27's not old, but Eze's 27. I thought he was a lot younger. Victor Gyökeres, obviously, he's 27 as well. Norgard is obviously 31. Kepa is 30. Maduake's a bit younger. That tells me they are really in that sort of, not panicky, but they're in a desperate stage of trying to sign pre-built players to win a Premier League title. And why wouldn't you be? You've finished second how many years in a row? It's got to happen eventually. So yeah, that says a lot about their window, in my opinion. But over as a club, we are going to have £0 in the budget to go and spend. We've got a little bit of net debt and a little bit of transfer debt to go over and deal with, which we are, of course, going to take control of. And as it comes to the competitions, let me explain it right away. So 5 years, whatever happens, video done. done. We want to win the Premier League multiple times, win the Champions League at least once, and the FA Cup and Carabao Cup I will happily win as many times as I can. Now, when we look at the Premier League, who are our main rivals? Liverpool, City. Everybody else I think we can dismantle, including Chelsea. To be honest with you, I think we can beat them. Now, when we go over to that preview, we are predicted to finish in 4th place, behind Eddie Howe's Newcastle. So very, very interesting regarding that. I must say, in this first season, we are going to be locking in certain players. So, for example, we are going to lock in Eze and Gyökeres, and that might have a positive impact or a negative impact. So we are going to see exactly what happens. But just to let you know as well, we are using obviously the Arteta Arsenal tactic, and again at any part of this video you want to get all of these perks that will include all of my tactics, all of my save files and so much more, you can go and check out the Patreon, where this month we've got 30% off, so make sure you do go and get stuck in. Not an FM reference. Now, the team on paper is absolutely class, isn't it? Now, my idea is to have this as sort of a front three. So you've got Eze, you've got Starboy Saka, who's still only 23, is such a good player. Not just in real life, but also in the game. Very, very good physically, great when it comes to finishing, good dribbling, good first touch, good technique, good flair, good decisions. He's an elite winger at 23, you know. He is an absolute dream. Gyökeres, I'm hoping he will adapt really well. Eze, I'm going to take him with a pinch of salt because he's class in real life. In the game, pretty mediocre. Declan Rice, I'm expecting big things from Declan. I mean, the guy's sensational mentally. Great passing, good stamina, good work rate. Can play advanced, deep, box-to-box. Just a joy to have. Martin Odegaard, he's either going to be exceptional or poor. That's what I get from him in this game. So I'm hoping I get to see the really good side. Because if we've got Declan Rice and Odegaard feeding this front line, we are going to be eating good on this channel. Now, the back line. Let me talk to you about the back line. First of all, Zinchenko will be getting sold at some point. They want him gone ASAP. So I'm going to do my best to offload him. Gabriel, Saliba, of course they're going to stay. Ben White also is going to stay for now. Keywar's had several links. He is going to get moved on. Kai Havertz, I know the Arsenal fans aren't a massive fan all the time. There is no official bids as to date, if I'm not mistaken. Vieira will be sold. Reece Nelson will be sold. Trossard will be sold. Lokonga will be sold. Max Dowman, I've not forgot about him. I have not only improved his potential, I am also going to use the editor to force a loan out to Ipswich, which are my local team, and a team that will do very well in the Championship in the game, which I'm hoping he will shine in, therefore making him a better player. So he will be getting taken care of, alongside of Skelly, who I will now go and do as well. And we are going to see exactly how good they become. So our start on 11, obviously it might differ a little bit from this, but if you look at it on paper, it's really, really strong, you know. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Marino, Odegaard, Rice, Eze, Gyökeres, Saka. I am not saying that's the first team. I'm just saying that's one group of players. The second group of players, Kepa, Timber, Martinelli, Jesus, Keywar, Zubamendi, Havertz, Caliafori, Vieira, Madueke, Mosquera, Nelson, Trossard, Norgard, Sambi Lokonga, Hein and Dowman. Obviously, Dowman will be on loan. Some of these players will get sold next season. But realistically, I think if you imagine Eze locked in, Gyökeres locked in, that's either going to benefit us massively or not, because obviously Jesus won't play much. We are going to do that only for the first season to give them a chance to get adapted, and hopefully we can still come out on top. Q Season 1. So against our fiercest rivals in the Premier League, we're going to be playing Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final, and it goes all the way to pens in a goalless 120 minutes, and Saka is going to miss a penalty. Where have we seen that before? But so does Szoboszlai. A great save from Raya. Gabriel Jesus, a lot of pressure on his shoulders, great penalty into the bottom left-hand corner. As we look to progress, Rafael Leao for Liverpool steps, and another save from Raya, and things are looking very good for the Arsenal boys. Fabio Vieira steps and scores into the top right-hand corner. Curtis Jones is going to step, hits it, good penalty into the bottom right-hand corner. Kai Havertz steps, great penalty down the middle. We're looking pretty strong now. Virgil van Dijk past Raya, Good penalty again. They tried to sort of sort their pens out, but it was too late. We are going to win 4-3. Now, the same doesn't happen in the FA Cup. We are going to lose in the quarterfinals, and we are going to lose against Man City. Now, this is not too annoying, because obviously we've already won the Carabao Cup, and that's quite nice to see we've done that in Season 1. So, for the first season on the board, I can accept losing to a team like City. But when it comes to the Champions League, we failed to get out of Group E, with Galatasaray, PSG and Villarreal. Now, I get we might not beat PSG, but we lost twice, including a loss to Galatasaray. We drew, and, I mean, to be fair, we lost against PSG 1. I mean, it's the Galatasaray result that really screwed us over there. And do you know what? Fair play. We don't deserve it. Galatasaray win almost all of their games. Their only loss was against us. They beat PSG twice, beat Villarreal twice, and beat us once. Galatasaray were flying. And that knocks us out of the Champions League. Where, in our defence, of course, we go down to the Europa League, and we do quite well. We are going to beat Ajax 6-1 in the round of 16, coming into this competition with nothing but pure anger. The quarterfinals, 4-2 over Roma, and the semi-finals, we lose against Aston Villa. So, sadly, no European trophy, a bit of a recovery in Europe based off the Europa League. The Premier League, we finish in 7th, so, not great, to be honest with you. Now, I will say, Gyökeres has done his bit with 22 goals. Apart from that, there is nobody else we can talk about. No other key performers. Now, that is not a good season. I will say, significantly, many points, nearly 20 points behind Liverpool in second. We're not that many points off securing Champions League football. We're 5 points off. Now, I do think the issue was locking in these two players, and Gyökeres done great, 39 and 3. Eze done okay, 5 and 15. But if you actually filter by the best 11, none of those players get in. So we've got to see what happens when we don't lock those players in, and see what happens from an overall squad performance. Now, Odegaard had a pretty quiet season at 4 and 11. Declan Rice 2 and 7, can definitely improve on that. Saka done pretty decent, 13 and 12. Martinelli done okay considering he was locked out, 5 and 7. Jesus done quite well, 14 and 6. Eze was spoken about, Gyökeres was spoken about, Vieira 5 and 9, Havertz 5 and 3, Zubimendi 1 and 4, Madueke 0 and 0, and played 3 games. He's not the right man, I'm telling you. Sorry. Caliafori 1 and 5, Nelson 2 and 1, Trossard 2 and 2, Lokonga 2 and 1, Dauman obviously out on loan at Ipswich Town. They're not playing him. Play him now. We need him to play. I need him to improve a lot. But yeah, it's a pretty disappointing season in Season 1, bar the Carabao Cup, which doesn't really make up for it. So we are playing what appears to be in the Conference League, which, if we don't win, we've got issues at the club. Now, in terms of money, we are going to have a budget of £74 million. The debts and loans are definitely still existent, and you have already got a rough idea of the players that will sell and the players that I will keep. We are going to target first real-life transfer targets. Hinsepe is going to be one from Leverkusen. Very, very hot at the moment. At the time of recording, they look lead candidate. So very, very tempted to go and grab him, see if we can get him. And we'll see what we can do, but definitely have to improve in the Premier League next year. I don't even think I've got to explain why. Well, Sambi Lokonga's deal was already done, a free move to Juventus. A very good move for him, and also for me, because his money I've not got to pay for him. To be honest, he's a decent player, but I don't think he would have got a lot of game time in my system. And to be honest, it's a very good move for him. So I'm going to say nothing but the best for him. Zinchenko is going to go to Fenerbahce for a total of £39 million. Now, this player will get sold eventually in real life. That is no secret behind that. And you know what? We've lost a lot of wing-backs since I've got to this club, but Zinchenko is probably the one that I am, most okay with seeing go, because he just complains, and do you know what? He is super replaceable. He also waved goodbye to Fabio Vieira as he gets his move to VfB Stuttgart for a total of £32 million. Again, nothing but love for this guy when he come into the Arsenal ranks. Never really got given a full outright chance, in my opinion. He's really, really good in the game, but I can't keep him based off the realism sense. So Stuttgart have gained an incredible player. What I will say is, in game, one of the best players you'll find. Very, very talented player. Now, Who next? Kiwor is going to go to Porto for 26.5 million. Real life links across multiple Portuguese teams. Again, come in, didn't really do the business too well, and a player that I don't really see a future at Arsenal having. So I've offloaded him. It's a lot of money coming in, meaning we can spend a bit more of the money. And the only signing I made is going to be Piero Hincapié. Let me know how you say that in the comments. Now, he went to Newcastle in this save, but it is realistic that he will come to Arsenal because that's the links in real life. He comes in, plays 26 games, grabs a goal, grabs an assist, and also drops a great average rating. Now, what I love and why Arsenal want this guy is he can play left back and centre back. They seem to like these sorts of players. Caliafori's another example. And we've now got two versions of him. A perfectionist, good Premier League player who still can improve significantly. He's got the pace, he's got the acceleration, he's got the strength, he's got the work rate, he's got the aggression, he's got the tackling, the heading, the marking. There is a dedicated montage of this guy's set pieces from last season. No wonder why they want him. Welcome in to hopefully what is going to be a great defender. And the league position has improved tenfold, and I mean real good stuff here. We're nearly winning the league already. We are only 3 goal difference behind Liverpool. We've got a 10-point gap on City in 3rd place, and I can tell you something now. Gyökeres was not locked in, and he scored 21 goals, so fair play to him. Odegaard, your top assister. Bukayo Saka joint 2nd. David Raya, 3 clean sheets behind Alisson. Odegaard is going to be in there with Rice in the average rating. The players have turned up big time this year. Much better. Here we go. This is going to be the team on paper. We're going to see what else we run in a second, but you can see a real big improvement from a lot of these players. So 2 and 13 for Moreno, Odegaard 16 and 22, Declan Rice 11 and 12, Saka 37 goal contributions, Martinelli was 17, Gyökeres with 39, absolutely incredible, Jesus with 37. It's a great return. 1 and 2 for Hincapié, very good return from everybody. Good goals from Saliba and Gabriel, 7 assists for Caliafori, Ben White with 8 assists as well. A real stellar performance. World Cup, we actually got to another final when we could have won it back to back, but City on their day a little bit too strong, and it is a shame because we got past teams like Chelsea 3-2, we got past teams like Southampton, which is a little bit easier, and as I imagine we go on, Aston Villa isn't an easy game, so we definitely earned the right to be there, just couldn't get the job done. The FA Cup was a very early exit by our standards, the 4th round, not even making it to the quarters, but it is against Liverpool, who obviously are very good competition to have, and on the day, we just couldn't beat them. But over to the Europa League final, not the conference, the Europa League final, and one that I would love to win to really get a trophy back at this club, and a big one. Odegaard is going to go through and make it 1-0 past Fenerbahce inside of 46 minutes. Ben White down the right hand side into Odegaard, back into Ben White, into Moreno, little ball inside, into Declan Rice, touch, pause, engage, 2-0 advantage inside of 58 minutes, and we go again. Set piece specialists. Odegaard, ball into the box, back stick, a little bit of a deflection. Gabriel into Jesus on the volley, and that's going to be 3 in 66 minutes, and we are going to carry on. Ben White down the right hand side, plenty of space into Saka. Oh, a little bit of luck. Zinchenko, thank you, buddy. That's why you left. Thank you so much, Zinchenko. Thank you for the final. And that right there is going to be our first European win in the Europa League. Now, the path here was a 3-1 win over Newcastle. It was a 10-1 win over Atletico Madrid. It was a 5-0 win over Bilbao. And yeah, a 4-0 over Fenerbahce, so a very strong performance, significantly better in the Premier League, and the fact we have won a Europa League is even more impressive. Absolutely lovely stuff. Now, if we go and look at the money we've got for next season now, we have got £186 million. The debts have been almost practically cleared. Now, that will be because of the sale of some players and the prize money that we have won and the Champions League qualification money. And we've seen the team. They've been sensational this year. There are still some names that I'm considering offloading for Realism, and definitely some names that I want to bring in. And yeah, we are really seeing a great team. Now, the sad thing is, Eze just, he didn't play too much this. I mean, he, not much at all, to be honest. Now, the thing with Eze is, if you lock him in it's a bit unfair on the rest of the players. He's not a wonder kid where I think I want to buff his stats and stuff like that, because if I'm going to buff his stats, I may as well go to Gyökeres now and give him 20 finishing, you know? They're 27-year-olds, they're not kids. So it is what it is with Eze. As for Madueke, I mean, that guy is, he's frustrating me a lot. I really am getting frustrated. Max Dalman, I will say, actually did play. 28 games, 3 goals and 2 assists. Not bad, not great, but at the end of the day, hopefully we can just keep growing him as we go on, and by the time that you carry on this save file on the Patreon, he will be playable in this team. But we are going to go into the next season and try and push for that league title. We've still got 3 years to try and make it happen, try and push for a good performance in the Champions League, and yeah, see what happens in these two. Sign-in 1 is going to be Aaron Hickey to replace one of those wing-backs which we have lost, and there's many to give us examples. Aaron Hickey's a player that I can't see surviving at Brentford for too long. Not surviving, that's the wrong word. He'll be there for as long as he wants. But I think he will be able to get a move in real life at some point. And I think, although he's giving me a bit of Tierney vibes, maybe because he's just Scottish, I think he is a better player. And I'm going to be honest, the versatility is a real appeal to me. The fact he can play left back and right back. He's 25, which is not too old for this team based off the signings they've made in real life. He's great in the game and super easy to get, because why would you not take a move to a team that is challenging for a Premier League title? So welcome in Aaron Hickey. He cost me 38 million and had a decent first season. I think this player over the next 3 years is essential. Hugo Larsson, a man on the market and on the Arsenal radar, a player playing at Frankfurt who again one day is going to get picked up, maybe by Arsenal, maybe by another Premier League team. It will happen, and why not Arsenal? He comes in for 32 million. He was registered but simply not good enough really to get into the team right away. Again, more of a realism signing. I could have got João Neves, but obviously not going to happen in real life. So keeping it realistic, this is a man that would go to Arsenal and might not be the best in the game, but fits the realism quota. A man that has signed a contract for a couple of years but has also hinted at Premier League moves is going to be Nico Williams. Now, I'm going to say it, we are going to move on a couple of wingers next season, so I'm going to prepare for the future by welcoming in Nico Williams for a total of 71 million, 5 goals and also 4 assists. Now, this is a player that has hinted at Premier League moves countless times, obviously stuck with his club for a decent amount of time now, and has stayed for that big pay rise, but he will move eventually, and at the end of the day, if he's got to come to the Premier League, if there's a team that are fighting for the title, I think he could work his way in there. He's better than Martinelli, he's definitely better than Madueke and Reece Nelson, and he will get game time, so this signing, super happy for. And that completes a very active window of £141 million. And we are going to be in the Super Cup, of course. The Europa League winner and the Champions League winner go head to head, and the downside is we're playing Madrid, and the double downside is we're losing inside of 38 minutes. Now, Arsenal as a team, they've got a lot of things going for them. One of them is a bit of dog, a bit of fire, a bit of passion. They like being the underdog. They like being the villain. And I tell you something, Aaron Hickey, he's paid off his price tag already. He gets me back into the game about 3 minutes after that Madrid goal, and we go on to win the UEFA Super Cup with a big mistake there from Nathan Ake. Saka capitalises, goes through, great finish, have some of that, 2-1 victory. We also do win the European South American Club Challenge. Again, a bit of an interesting one. I always say how interesting that name is. Doesn't mean too much, but I'll take it. As we also win the Friendly Cup 3-0, so there's double Friendly Cup wins. I mean, I'm going to claim it. Premier League is going to be ours in the 3rd season, and surprisingly, no Victor Gyökeres in the top goal scoring ranks. Jesus is going to be joint second with Isaac and also Sasa. Now, I will say, Bukayo Saka, your top assister. You are going to have Declan Rice, your second best performer, and David Raya, your most clean sheet. So still got a lot of Arsenal player influence in there, and super interesting to see that Gyökeres is not in the top block. In fact, where is he? Oh, wow. Maybe he should put the mask back on. Semi-final exit in the Carabao Cup, as we are going to lose 2-1 to Chelsea. That definitely kills the winning factor. That didn't kill it. We're now officially going to be killed because we go out in the semi-finals against Leeds, where we probably could have taken on City in that final, who I imagine would have won it. Oh yeah, they did. Of course they did. Champions League also didn't start off great, but luckily, despite a poor league phase, we are going to go ahead and beat Porto 4-0. So a big statement in knockout football, as then we play Liverpool, and it was ugly. It was an ugly game, but we are going to win it 2-1. So that's the main thing. To the quarterfinals, a 7-2 win over AS Monaco. Again, a game which I must say, looking at the teams around us, we got blessed that fixture. A lot of tougher games around it, has to be said. And the semi-finals, we are going to scrape past Barcelona, meaning we're playing current real-life winners, PSG. And in a completely goalless 120 minutes, we go to pens, where Kvaratskhelia is going to miss the first penalty. Victor Gyökeres, the man with the mask, is going to score. We like to see that, and that is going to be Arsenal advantage. Ramos steps up. It's a good penalty into the bottom left-hand corner. Martin Odegaard, please don't miss. Oh, wow. That is confidence down the middle. Who's up for PSG? Lee Kang-in is going to step up. A great penalty into the top right corner. Saka, please do not miss. It's a bit of an unconfident one, but he is going to score it. Kimpembe, or we could miss this. He doesn't. It's a good penalty, to be fair to him. Declan Rice, come on, do it for the country. Declan, no! Declan Rice! He's missed the penalty. It's classic England. England players cannot score penalties. Neither can French, apparently, and we are going to win 4-3. That is going to be a ridiculous amount of trophies on my screen. I mean, Premier League winners, Friendly Cup, European South America, Champions League, Super Cup. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trophies in one season. We could have won 7 if we would have won these 2 at the bottom. So very, very good for the trophy cabinet. We need to order another one, so get that installed. When it comes to the money for the 4th season, we are going to bring in £89 million. There is once again a bit of debt to go over and clear, but so far this rebuild has been going really well. Now, we did lock in these players. Saka, 35 and 32. Hickey, I want to play at right back, 2 and 10. And Nico Williams with 19 goal contributions. Now, when you filter the best 11 in, Hickey goes to left back, Williams gets axed, Saka remains. Now, as an overall team, we are still doing great. Now, despite Gyökeres being the man of the moment in that final, he actually only scored 6 goals this season. Gabriel Jesus scored 31, Martinelli 12 and 1, Saka done sensationally well at 35 and 22, Declan Rice 9 and 12, you've got Odegaard 12 and 19, Moreno 1 and 1, Hickey 2 and 10, Saliba with 8 goals from centre-back, Nico Williams 9 and 10 as we discussed, and overall I'm looking at my team on paper and I'm like, yeah, we're building a bit of a dynasty now. We're building a team that can win a Premier League and a Champions League in the same season. Now we just need to add in 2 of these English Cups, which, to be honest, I thought we would have won first, but I want to win them. We've still got 2 more years to go and make that happen, and that's what my plan's going to be. So we're going to get into Season 4. I've got a couple of players that I want to move on, including the likes of maybe Moreno, maybe Ben White, maybe, I mean, definitely Nelson, definitely Madueke, or Madueke, sorry. Norgard, maybe his time's up now, and we'll consider the likes of well, definitely Trossard, maybe Havertz. There's a lot of players now. We're 4 years into it, and picturing Arsenal in 4 years. Are they going to be there? We're going to go and see. Well, we are going to offload Kepa. He wanted to leave anyway, and I'm going to take the money from Benfica. It is going to be 13 million, so a lot of money lost compared to what we spent, but at the same time, he was going to leave on the free. So, Kepa, off to Portugal. Reece Nelson is going to get a move to Roma. There have been links in the past, and he is going to go for £32 million. A great move for him, a great move for me, better for his career, better for my pockets, and we just didn't really need him. This one was difficult because I don't know where he's going to go in real life, because I think in 4 years he'll either be rotting at Arsenal or he'll be moved on. And I don't know who will want him, so I sent him back to PSV. We did take some money for him. We took 24 million, so not too much over the top, because of course we don't know how much he's going to be worth in a few years. I just don't think he's going to do that well at Arsenal, and in a 4-year window I think there is a world where he does get sold, so I'm going to cash in on him now. One is going to be coming in as Elias Gelhart, I think I've said that right, sorry if I butchered it. He is going to come in for £14.5 million. Now, he's a player, of course, that in real life is probably going to be somewhat expecting a Premier League move at some point. And in 4 years' time, if he develops anything like this, I think a lot of teams will be interested in him. So we picked him up for a pretty decent price tag, and at the end of the day, he's a player that might not start every game, but offers me a lot of things. Good physically, good mentally, can play right back and left back, which of course is essential in this team, and he still has got a bit of potential, so not too demanding on the wage either. That's always a good thing, and just a nice little addition. We dump a lot of our money into picking up Diogo Costa to replace Kepa and Raya and be a real dominant goalkeeper. If this guy's still at Porto in 4 years, I will shave my hair off. He will get picked up by a top team. Now, why not Arsenal at the end of the day? You know, we're Premier League winners, Champions League winners, we've got money to spend. He keeps 27 clean sheets. Now, that is a mixture of great tactic, great signings at the back, and a great goalkeeper. That is a ridiculous clean sheet record, and defensively, I'll be very surprised if he's not running away with that record, because that is a clean sheet not far off almost every single game. You know, it's only 11 games he's conceded in, so a very, very, very strong performance. And you know what? He is worth every single penny. As we're off to Barcelona for another Champions League final, again against Paris Saint-Germain. We're not showing you the same game. Do not worry, this game has goals, and Jesus is going to make it 1-0 inside of 2 minutes. And I tell you what, the confidence didn't stop. Calafiori playing that left-back role, into Martinelli, over the top, into Jesus. What a touch that is. Touch it down, go alone, 2-0. That is what I like to see. 2-0 in 8 minutes. This PSG team have fallen apart. Gabriel taking on his man, a bit isolated though, cuts it back into Moreno, ball across, great hit, Hickey, rebound, Saka, back-to-back Champions League wins. As we also go on to win the Super Cup in back-to-back seasons against easier opposition, Atalanta by 3-0. The FA Cup is a bit of a disappointment because everything's going so well so far. We lose 2-1 to Liverpool in the 4th round, but hey, not everything can be perfect. Clearly the story, because we lose 3-0 to City in the Community Shield, which we still need to win to say we have won it. So incredibly disappointing. Off to Wembley for another Carabao Cup final against Southampton, and we're going to start off strong. Over the top from Odegaard, into Saka, into Jesus, 1-0 before the first half ends. And now the man with the mask, get ready, he's about to pounce. No one knew him before the mask, now everybody knows him. Declan Rice threw in to Victor Gyökeres, a 2-0 win. We'll take it. As we also win the Premier League in back-to-back seasons, which is really, really impressive. Chelsea in 2nd, City in 3rd, Brighton in 4th, as West Ham, Sunderland and Fulham are going to go down. Manchester United are doing surprisingly well. Zidane in charge. Is that the right decision? Is it the wrong decision? Belabor. Maybe the game's telling me signs. United had a great season right there. As did Gabriel Jesus, the 4th top goal scorer. Declan Rice and Odegaard are going to be in the top assists. Declan Rice, Saka, Odegaard and Costa, 4 Arsenal players, make up the most average ratings out of the entire league. And I mean, we've actually got 5 inside the top 6. Costa keeps 12 more clean sheets than 2nd place Ramsdale, who's now at Chelsea, and I knew we'd probably won the league looking at this. The performance from Costa was simply mind-blowing, so a very, very strong season, and in terms of money, we are going to be blessed. We're going to have £137 million to carry on in to that last season. The debt has been sliced by an absolute ton, and the team on paper, the only man that was locked in is Aaron Hickey, because he doesn't get a chance to play right back. So a very, very strong season, with Hickey picking up 2 and 14, Odegaard with 27 goal contributions, Rice with 29, Saka with 53, Martinelli with 27, Jesus with 32 and 12, Gyökeres 24 and 6, Hinsepe 1 and 4, 6 assists for Calafiori, Havertz with 1, pretty minuscule to be fair, but this team is a team. It's not just an 11. So it is nice to see the bench players, especially Gyökeres, really rotating with Jesus and getting involved. So this last window is about putting in just a couple of luxury players, really, you know. There's not too much more to add. Signing one is going to really bolster our midfield options, you know, with another super pre-made player in Enzo Malo, coming in from Brighton for a total of 67 million. He plays 20 games, impresses me by that average rating, and is just an absolute ox, you know. He's strong, he's also got really good stats when it comes to the technical side, the mental side, his pre-built, I know what he can do. Had a good sort of decent season at Brighton if we actually pay attention to that. 20 goal contribution, so an absolute no-brainer to go and spend the money, and hopefully he can just help me link together that perfect season. As we also replace another wing-back, of course we lost like 4 at the start, we're slowly replacing them bit by bit. Tino Livramento looks really good for Newcastle in real life, and we're going to pick him up for £62 million. 25 appearances, drops a 6.97, and impresses me a lot. A really good, versatile wing-back who could also play centre-back in the game, however, probably would not recommend it because he's not really the most sort of physical man. But you know what? That really completes the team in my opinion. We needed one more midfielder, one more wing-back, and I'm happy going into the last season now. Fully happy with that. And we are going to wrap Season 5 up in style by winning the Premier League by 2 points, so quite close. We also did draw 11 games. Now, I will say, to any United fans, look away from the screen and just mute the video for a second as well. Yeah. I'm not even going to say what we've just shown you. Not exactly a good sign. Gabriel Jesus is going to be the third top goal scorer, joint with Benjamin Sesko. We are also going to see Costa pick up the most clean sheets again, and Odegaard is going to be up there with the best assisters in the league. Now, it's not a dominant season. Man City have strengthened a lot by bringing in Musiala, for example, but we still got the job done on the big stage, which makes it the 3 years back-to-back. The Champions League, sadly, we couldn't win it again. I mean, we have won it 2 years back-to-back. It would have been super nice to win it 3 years on the bounce to wrap up the video, but it is 2 times in 3 years. I mean, come on, it's not too bad. Super Cup we are going to win though, 1-0 over Southampton. That is now 3 years back-to-back. The FA Cup we are going to lose to Newcastle in the 3rd round, and that actually means it's a trophy we have failed to win, and that's a trophy that this club wins basically religiously. Carabao Cup, we are going to fall to Tottenham of all teams. Now, the positive is we have won this twice, so I'm not too angry with this one. And well, the Community Shield, we have not won it yet. It's not a massive trophy, but I'd love to try and win it. And it's a scrappy goal. We are going to go 1-0 up against Liverpool in 48 minutes. Now, sadly, Liverpool also have strengthened a lot in real life and in this game. Kirkes down the left, a ball into the middle, and it is going to be a goal from Florian Wirtz to take this game to penalties, where, hopefully, Gyökeres is going to score. He doesn't. Of course he doesn't. Victor Gyökeres, come on, mate, wake up a little bit. Szoboszlai, he also misses. These are awful penalties, I will warn you. The first 2 are shocking. Saka steps up, he scores finally into the top right-hand corner. Florian Wirtz is going to step up. Good penalty into the bottom right-hand corner. These are better penalties. Odegaard steps up, cracking penalty into the bottom left-hand corner. Jones is going to step up. Costa's going for a Costa. He's run across the goal. Williams steps up, a good penalty there. We like to see that. Kuleveski, come on, put him off Costa. Oh, how has that gone in? How has that gone in? Declan Rice from the penalty spot, he misses it. This isn't looking good. Zubamendi. Good penalty. Good penalty. That's more like it. And luckily, and I say luckily because it was close, we are going to win 4-3. And that wraps up the perfect season. We are talking Premier League winners. I say perfect season. Let's not say perfect season. Perfect rebuild, not season, because we actually lost a lot in this last season. But the season before was really nice. And we have won everything we can apart from the FA Cup, you know. So we've done a great job. The club's got the perfect reputation now. And we have got some really, really, really big trophies added to this cabinet, all done while using the Arteta Arsenal tactic, full realism. In my opinion, I have been very realistic with the signings. Look, I'm going to look through all of them and, you know, be completely honest with you guys, as I always am, if you think I've gone a little bit over the limits with anybody. Eze obviously is very realistic, so is Nsepe at the time of recording. All the outgoings I know are realistic, so I've not got a doubt with those. We go to the next window. I believe Hickey, you know, if you've got to remember, when I say realistic, I'm not saying that Hickey 100% would go to only Arsenal, but that also includes a player that is playing well for his club that would take an upgrade if a big club was interested, and that is realistic. The same as Larson. Williams might be the only one you could argue, but he has claimed before Premier League move is not off the cards, and there has been articles linked to all of England's top teams. The next page, I think both of these can happen. Realistically, Costa is going to go to a bigger team. And the last page, I think both of these, you know, it's the players. There are certain players in here who have been signed off the basis of they're at good clubs, that there's better clubs out there that want them. And just like you see players in real life do it, if you look at somebody like Eze's a good example. Eze's a perfect example. You know, it wasn't 100% he was going to go to Arsenal. Tottenham were in there. Arsenal were in there. He's a player performing way above his club, and someone's going to get him. So we do base that as realism as well. And it has left us with a fantastic team after 5 seasons where you can go over and get this on the Patreon, the save file, the tactic, the whole shebang, and you can go and have a great time. If you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know the next team you want to see built in full realism. And yeah, any Arsenal fans, leave a like on the video and comment where you think you're going to finish. And don't be biased. I'll see you in the next one.